Welcome to Putting Down the Rock, a podcast about addiction, healing, and the journey back to ourselves. This podcast is for the people who have been the strong one, the dependable one, the one who kept going even when life got heavy. If you've ever felt like you've been treading water while carrying the weight of the world, you're not alone. Here we talk honestly about trauma, addiction, emotional triggers, and what it really takes to rebuild a life after survival mode. No judgment, no pretending, just real conversations about healing, resistance, and learning how to finally put the rock down. I'm your host, Nance, and I'm glad you're here. The second episode, Trauma and Addiction, is a welcome back to Putting Down the Rock. In the last episode, we talked about something many people in addiction recovery identify with, being the strong one, the dependable one, the person who always showed up. Today, I want to talk to you about something that sits underneath many addiction stories, trauma. Trauma is a word that gets used a lot, and sometimes people think it only refers to extreme events. But trauma is actually much broader than that. Trauma is any experience that overwhelms your ability to cope at the time. It's not just what happened, it's how your nervous system experienced it. Two people can go through the exact same situation, and one may carry trauma from it while the other doesn't. Because trauma isn't just the event, it's the meaning our brain gives to the event. For many people, trauma begins early in life. Sometimes it's very obvious: abuse, violence, loss, betrayal. But sometimes it's more subtle: feeling ignored, feeling like a burden, growing up in a house where emotions weren't safe to express, being criticized constantly, being compared to siblings, being bullied at school, and learning that love had to be earned. These small moments might seem insignificant on their own, but over time they accumulate like drops of water filling a bucket. Eventually, the nervous system begins to adapt. It learns how to stay alert, how to protect, how to survive. Some people become fighters. Some people avoid conflict, and some people shut down emotionally. Others become pleasers. All of these are survival strategies. Your brain was just doing its job protecting you. But here's the challenge. When the nervous system spends years adapting to stress or unpredictability, it can remain stuck in survival mode long after the original danger is gone. Your body stays alert, your mind scans for threats, your reactions become faster and more intense. You might notice it physically. Your jaw clenches, your shoulders tighten, your breathing becomes shallow. Your body prepares for conflict even when conflict isn't actually happening. This is where addiction often enters the story. Because when your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, relief becomes incredibly powerful. Anything that quiets the mind or relaxes the body can feel like a lifeline. Alcohol, drugs, adrenaline, gambling, sex, even work. All of these can create a temporary chemical shift in the brain, a release of dopamine, a moment where the pressure fades, a moment where the nervous system finally relaxes. For many people, that moment feels like the first time they've been able to breathe in years. But addiction has a way of slowly turning relief into dependency. The thing that helped regulate your emotions begins to take control of your life, and eventually the pain you were trying to escape is still there. often bigger than before. That's a moment when many people begin their recovery journey. Recovery asks us to do something incredibly brave, to stop running from the pain and instead become curious about it. Where did it begin? What beliefs did I form about myself? What emotions did I learn to suppress? These are not easy questions, but they are powerful ones. Because when we start understanding the roots of our behavior, something important happens. We begin to replace shame with awareness. Instead of saying, "What's wrong with me?" we begin asking, "What happened to me?" That shift alone can change everything, because addiction is rarely about weakness. It's about adaptation. Your brain found a way to cope with pain. Recovery is about learning healthier ways to regulate that pain, learning to breathe through discomfort, learning to recognize triggers before they escalate, learning to build relationships where you feel safe enough to be honest, and most importantly, learning to treat yourself with compassion. Because many people in recovery carry a heavy weight of guilt and self-blame, but the truth is, you did the best you could with the tools you had at the time. Today, you're learning new tools, new awareness, new ways of showing up in your life. Healing from trauma takes time. It takes patience. It takes support, but it is possible. Your nervous system can learn safety again. Your mind can create new beliefs. Your life can become something very different from what it once was. So today, I want to leave you with a question to reflect on. What experiences in your life shaped the way you protect yourself? And are those protection strategies still serving the person you are becoming? You don't have to have all the answers today. Recovery is a journey of curiosity and growth, one step at a time, one breath at a time. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Putting Down the Rock. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, sometimes healing begins the moment we stop carrying the pain alone.